don't have something that the federal government has signed off on in partnership with its provincial partners that is almost institutional, right? And Triple CS needs to play a huge factor in this as well because that's a huge part of their mandate. But we need something that is known, that is institutionalized, that becomes a solid bedrock that we build national coordination off of. Everything right now is piecemeal. You might have an occasional good conversation or an occasional agreement here, an MOU there. There's nothing that's long term consistent that can actually be spread and it can be counted upon for, potentially generations. We have individual piecemeal initiatives that last to deal with a certain problem or a certain opportunity, but it doesn't really help the entirety of the team. And again, if we're not talking to each other, are we really a team? Right? I'm just trying to get us to a place where we have a singular platform that we can communicate with each other via, and that allows us to take those communications and take the insights passed through and turn them into quantifiable action that address policy mandates.
Mhm.
Because again, we are a democratic government. We get our policies from our elected officials, and that legislation turns into actual departmental policy, which then turns into corporate policy, one would hope. Right. So we have to address that chain. And to address that chain and influence it, we need a means of communicating and unifying on certain issues so that government can have a whole of industry perspective before it enacts anything.
And do you think we need to do that maybe faster than we've tried to do these things in the past?
Yeah, honestly, I think we need to get this thing set up as soon as possible, 'cause just to begin the conversation and to begin figuring out from a policy and a legislative mandated approach, what needs to happen, what laws need to get pushed through.